Wish you all a happy good afternoon. I don't know. Slightly. Teachers have to be more energetic now. Good afternoon. Slightly better. I will set a base with which later Mr. Anand, when he speaks, will be able to share certain inputs to you. I'll give you a scenario. Tell me what comes to your mind instantly. I'll ask you a question also. You see two people standing. One person takes a gun and shoots the other person. What would you call it? He shoots and the person dies. What would you call it? Would you call it murder? Yes? You can say yes or no, no issues. You'll call it a murder. Okay, now the scenario changes a bit. There is a line between two of them, and this line is the India-Pakistan border. The person who is shooting is an Indian soldier. The person who has been shot on the other side is a Pakistani soldier. Would you still call it a murder? What would you call it? Patriotism. Same act. One person taking the life of another has suddenly transformed into patriotism in your head. What is it that, looking at that incident, suddenly made you think differently? This is one of the most biggest gifts that we all have been born with. What I would normally call as the power of perspectives. What happens around us constantly tends to remain the same. But how we look at it, how we perceive it, which leads you to forming your perspectives, changes a lot in your life. When something happens to you, something which you are not able to digest, what you call as bad things, when you complain, would that thing change? Something bad happens to you. Somebody, while you are walking on the road, somebody hits you with a two-wheeler. We call it an accident. We don't call it an incident, because an incident normally is pre-planned. It's an accident because it has no pre-plan, normally no motive attributed. Yet how you respond to that is based on your perspective of how you look at life. The same inputs given to 5 different people will be processed and acted upon differently by the 5, not based on what has happened, but how they perceive it. This perspective is what makes you to look at the world saying that I am out to conquer the world, or you can play the eternal victim card. Nobody is helping me. The world is not helpful. Everyone wants to misuse me. En thalaiil ezhudhirukku. Enna ஏமாத்துவாங்க எல்லாரும். What changes is a person's ability to perceive what's happening you around all the time. If you get that right, you will lead a life which is much more fulfilling. Let me give you an example. A person who is born as the 8th child in a family or the 7th child in a family, when the mother doesn't even want the child, preferably ideal to terminate if possible. He goes through series of poverty and so many other situations in life. Normally, such people tend to land on the side where they continuously complain about life and say life has not been good. Let me take back revenge and all that. And there are times these people actually land up to become Dr. Abdul Kalam. Like our Dr. Barnes has met him and spent time with him. It is not what happens to you which matters. It is how you perceive and work upon it. And for this, humans who are part of a multi-crore species chain in this world have something very, very, very unique that no other creation has. What is it? The sixth sense, or what is called as a ability to discriminate. We are the only ones who have that as of now. There are millions and millions of species of different forms in this world, but no other species have what we have. That's why we are called Homo sapiens. People who can think. But what is the point in giving you a tool that you refuse to use throughout your life? For example, you have a 100 crore deposit in your name. Just for example, don't ask me later. Sir, sonningle stage la. For example, you have 100 crore deposit in your name and you are not even aware that you have 100 crore deposit in your name, and you are going around begging for daily food. Should we laugh at you or should we cry for you? Or do both? Each one of us, including myself, I am saying here, are like this person who has unlimited wealth, but yet we think that we don't have this wealth. And we keep crying hoarse, as they say. We keep telling the world, I don't have anything, I am not literate, I am born into a poor family, what to do, I am stuck in this institution, I have to do that work. All that work that I do, somebody else takes credit. All this institution work, some other institution takes credit, things like that. Yet, if you make full use of this one single faculty of your ability to discriminate. So what do you mean by ability to discriminate? At a very low level, it is perceived as finding out what is good and bad, what is right and wrong, things like that. But the true discrimination is in your ability to decide an effect and work on the cause that would make that effect to happen. Let me give an example. 1 year, 2 years down the line, I would like to own a vehicle or build a home or go on a holiday or buy an iPhone, whatever. It is an effect I want to create in my life. Or you can say, I want to be known as the best influencer in Kanyakumari district, for example. That is the effect you want to create. And to create that effect, you need to do certain thing what is called as causal. I have to cause something for the effect to happen. If a ripple has to take place on the surface of water, I have to throw a stone. Or I have to stir it. Without that, the effect will not happen. Likewise, any effect that has happened to you in your life till now has happened because of a series of causes you took or that you did not take. Please bear in mind, both have effects. If I do nothing about my life, life will still go on, and I can keep complaining that life has been poor to me, life has been bad to me, life has been unkind to me and things like that. Or I can take the effect into my hand and say, this is the effect I want to create 1 year, 2 year, 3 year down the line. Why 1 year, 2 year, even tomorrow? For example, I want my health to be taken control of and I want to be healthy. You cannot blame your neighbor, you cannot blame somebody else saying that they are stopping me from being healthy. I have not caused it to be effective. Which means as simple as getting up early in the morning, going for a walk or doing some exercise, eating the right food, taking the right amount of health, doing activities without creating stress for myself, if not for others. When you do not handle the cause, the effects tend to be in someone else's control. I always share this analogy which all of you can easily relate. Each one of our life is like a movie. In the movie, the actor or the hero or the heroine do certain acts, but who is the person who is making them do? The director, the story writer. What we see is a reflection on the screen of a hero performing an act of bravery or whatever. Yet the script is written by somebody else. Actually, if the movie is good, the credit more than the hero, the heroine or the cast goes to the director and the playwright and the lyricist and people like that. Likewise, in your life, who do you want your life script to be written by? Do you want to write your life script or do you want somebody else to write your life script? If you let somebody else write your life script, they will decide what the climax is. Not necessarily a happy ending for you. The movie will make money, the hero becomes an anti-hero in the climax, the antagonist he becomes. The movie makes money, the hero is upset. Ayo, image pochu. Likewise, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years from now, you can decide what the climax of your life or other movie called Life to Be and start writing the script today, which means you take control of what you want your life to be. Let me connect the two dots so that I set the base for you to understand what's going to unveil later. On one side, I have perspectives. On one side, I understand that I can take control of my life, do certain activities at a causal level so that it will create certain effects. I can't overeat, I cannot be lethargic, I cannot sleep on the bed all the time and expect to have six packs for sure. Unless I buy one of those fittings and keep it on top. Like in one of the movie Vivek does. If you want a certain effect in your life, you are the creator of your life. You are the director. You are the movie writer. You cannot blame somebody else that they wrote the script for me. They are all supporting people, including your management, including your family, including your co-workers. They are your co-actors on the stage. You write the script that you want to live, which means the way you look at life has to change. Perspectives again. Let me share a quick small joke. A father mosquito told a son mosquito to go out on a ride and come back and share the observations. And after 1 hour, the son mosquito comes back. So the father mosquito asked, what happened? Everyone gave me a standing claps. Power of perspective. They are all clapping to kill the mosquito. And the son mosquito thought they are all clapping for him. Power of perspective. How you look at life changes what happens to you inside. Please bear in mind, life comes throughout full of opportunities. Unfortunately, they are masked as problems. பலாப்பழம் இந்த ஊரில் ஃபேமஸ். பலாப்பழம் சாப்பிட்றது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். ஏன்? மேலே தோலி ரஃப்பாக இருக்கும். சின்ன வயசில் எனக்கு பிடிக்காத ஒரு வேலை எங்கள் அம்மா பலாப்பழத்தை கொடுத்து உரிக்க சொல்லுவாங்க. 3 மணி நேரம் ஆகும். அதை வெட்டி எண்ணெயை தடவி பிரித்து நோகாமல் சாப்பிட்டு போகிறது ஈஸி. Likewise, in your life, the palapram is so tasty, the jackfruit. It's there in your hand, but what is masking it outside? The rough edges, what we call as the skin of the fruit. Likewise, throughout your life, you can complain that I have been given problems, whereas all you have to do is open up the problem, you'll find opportunities. For that, you need to re-look at your life in terms of what perspectives I am holding to look at the life. Look at what effect I want in my life and then make it caused today by the series of actions that you take. In short, if you really want to look at it, what I have given you is a very simple life lesson that you can grow into. Like they say, A. Rahman's music, people don't like it the first time. You have to listen to it 7, 8, 10 times before you understand the nuances of the instruments he has used, how he has put together the entire lyrics behind it and all that. Likewise, sometimes these kind of life lessons, when they come to you, you tend to think, that again is your perspective. Whatever comes to you, look at things with wonder. Oh my God, this situation is happening because it's giving me something with which I need to re-look at life in a different way. It is showing me a path which I have not traversed before. Let me end with a quote, one of my famous quotes that I like to quote in all the places, a quote by Robert Frost. I came to a road, there was a yoke. In that yoke, I looked to the left, I looked to the right. I looked to the left, I found that the road has been traveled by millions of people and the road had become weary. I looked at the right and the road had literally no footpaths. I took that road less traveled and it made all the difference to me. Whenever you see a chance in your life, look at the road less traveled, which means take options, take risks, look at it as a new way of life. Life will become more wonderful. I wish you all the best. Thank you.